Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss criticism of Fisher's quantity theory of money. In the last video we discussed Fisher's equation. MV is equal to PT, and we discussed that conclusion of this equation, there is a direct and proportionate relationship between supply of money and price level. Means supply of money increases by 10%, price level will also increases by 10%. But modern economists has highly criticized Fisher's concept, Fisher's equation, sorry. और मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में यही होगा, एक इकोनॉमिस्ट अपना थियरी देंगे, दूसरे इकोनॉमिस्ट उसकी क्रिटिसाइज करेंगे. दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. So we are trying to understand what are the criticism of Fisher's quantity theory. First is the equation is just a mathematical truism. Fisher himself also not proclaimed this is a new theory. He said that it is equation of extreme. Modern economists highly criticize his theory by saying that he has not given anything new. He has just said in convenient manner what is self-proven or what is self-evident. 2 multiplied by 2 4, 3 into 3 9. उसको प्रूव करने की जरूरत नहीं है. It is self-proven. Same, the theory is a self-proven, self-evident. उसको प्रूव करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Means of payment is equal to actual payment. The theory wants to say. So उसको नया कोई कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. The theory is only a mathematical truism. He said in a convenient manner what is already proven. Second, unrealistic assumptions. The theory based on many unrealistic assumptions, like total volume of transaction remains constant, the velocity of circulation of money remains constant, technique of production, population growth, consumer taste, preference, habit, all these things remain constant. But in this dynamic world, nothing remains constant. हम लोग कहते हैं ना, there is nothing certain except change in this world. So the theory based on unrealistic assumption. This is also the limitation. Very important limitation is different variables are not independent, but they are interrelated or interdependent. 4 variable MV is equal to P. M, V, P and T. What Fisher wants to prove? Fisher wants to prove just a functional relationship between P and E, where P is a dependent variable, M is independent variable. If M changes, P changes. P is a price level is a passive variable. मगर Fisher क्या कहना चाहते हैं कि V is independent variable remains constant, T independent variable remains constant. मगर एक्सपीरियंस से ये जाना गया है कि these all equations are not independent. They are interrelated, they are interdependent. If M changes, T can also change, V can also change. M change होने से V change हो सकता है. और कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि M change हो, M constant रहे और only V change, तो भी प्राइस लेवल चेंज हो सकता है. Because सप्लाई ऑफ मनी भले ही कांस्टेंट रहे, वेलोसिटी अगर बढ़े तो इफेक्टिव सप्लाई और टोटल सप्लाई ऑफ मनी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, प्राइस लेवल कैन आल्सो चेंज. समटाइम्स इट हैपेंस सप्लाई ऑफ मनी चेंज होने से टोटल वॉल्यूम ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन कैन आल्सो बी चेंज. समटाइम्स इट हैपेंस दैट प्राइस लेवल कैन आल्सो इन्फ्लुएंस सप्लाई ऑफ मनी. इट मींस that different variables are not independent, they are interdependent, they are interrelated. Next, ignores the influence of non-monetary factor. Professor Fisher has ignores the influence of non-monetary factors. He has considered only monetary factors. The monetary factor में भी क्या consider किया? Only supply of money. Supply of money is the main determinant of price level. But there are also other factors like consumer taste, preference, habits of technique of production, or other like natural factors. These factors also can influence price level. Okay, but Professor Fisher has not considered the influence of non-monetary factors in determination of price level or determination of value of money. Next है emphasis on medium of exchange function, transaction motive of demand for money. Okay, this theory, this equation emphasize only on one function, that is medium of exchange. Why we demand money? Because money has provided a common medium of exchange which everyone is willing to accept. It is true, but money has not only got spending aspect, money has also got holding aspect. It means this theory has ignored a very important function of store of value. सिर्फ एक ही एस्पेक्ट पर फोकस किया है, स्पेंडिंग एस्पेक्ट. मनी का दूसरा एस्पेक्ट भी है, होल्डिंग एस्पेक्ट. The theory has not explained anything about holding aspect, about store of value. Next, technical inconsistency in the equation. समझने वाली बात है, m into v is equal to mv. So we discussed in earlier videos that m is supply of money which is autonomously determined by central monetary authority, amount of money which is in circulation. It means it is a stock concept. And stock concept होने की वजह से it can be discussed over a period of time. But what is V? V is velocity of circulation of money. Number of time, average number of time each unit of money circulate used for transaction. Money का एक यूनिट कितनी बार ट्रांजेक्शन में यूज हुआ है, कितनी बार सर्कुलेट होता है. So obviously it is a flow concept. So M is a stock concept, V is a flow concept. मतलब स्टॉक और फ्लो concept को हम लोग साथ में डिस्कस नहीं कर सकते, but Fisher has done. Therefore, there is technical inconsistency in equation of exchange. Next, unrealistic assumption of full employment. The theory based on unrealistic assumption of full employment. Most of classical economics theories are based on assumption of full employment. Economy is operating full employment level. But Professor Keynes wants to say that economy is generally not operating at full employment level. Economy is operating less than full employment level. There is always problem of unemployment. There is always problem of underemployment. Full employment is a rare phenomenon. It can be possible rarely, while underemployment, unemployment is general phenomenon. The theory based on unrealistic assumption of full employment. एक definition, limitation मैंने लिखा नहीं है, मगर discuss करेंगे. The theory is also provided long run explanation, long run analysis, static theory. But Professor Keynes said that, why are you talking about long run? In the long run, we are all dead. Long run में हम लोग सब मर जाएंगे. Why we should talk about long run? The short period is very important, and the problem must be solved in short period. Okay. Last point we are going to discuss: ignores of rate of increase. Try to understand this concept. This is also an important limitation of this theory or this equation. The theory has not considered ignores of the theory has not considered the influence of rate of increase. Speculative demand. अगर rate of interest को consider करेंगे, I have told earlier that there may be positive relationship, there may be direct relationship between supply of money and price level, but there not be proportionate relationship between supply of money and price level. सप्लाई ऑफ मनी बढ़ने से प्राइस लेवल कैन बी इंक्रीज्ड, बट इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल दैट सप्लाई ऑफ मनी इंक्रीजेस by 10% or price level also increases by 10%. We'll try to understand. If supply of money increases, rises, and if we consider rate of interest, obviously rate of interest falls. Supply of money increases means supply of money is higher than demand for money. So rate of interest falls. Rate of interest, lower rate of interest encourages investment. Total investment in the economy increases. Investment increases means output increases. Output increases means employment increases. Income increases. Consumption increases. Demand rises faster than supply. Aggregate demand exceed aggregate supply and price rises. This can be possible. Supply of money rises, rate of interest falls. Lower rate of interest encourages investment. Total investment in the economy increases. Investment बढ़ने से क्या होगा? Output increases, employment increases, income increases. लोगों की इनकम बढ़ेगी मतलब purchasing power increases. They demand more, consumption increases. Demand rises faster than supply and price level rises. Direct relations. But if इतना प्रोसेस है एम और पी के बीच में, रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट फॉल, इन्वेस्टमेंट इंक्रीजेस, आउटपुट इंक्रीजेस, एम्प्लॉयमेंट इंक्रीजेस, ऑब्वियसली proportionate relationship cannot be possible. Okay, supply of money increases, price level increases, okay, but supply of money increases by 10%, price level increases by 10%, not possible if we consider the influence of rate of interest. Okay, so I am repeating, it is just a mathematical truism. It has not said anything new. It has said in a convenient manner what is self-proven, what is self-evident. Second, it is based on unrealistic assumption. Third and most important, different variables used in these equations are not independent, but they are interrelated, they are interdependent. Next, the theory has considered only medium of exchange function and ignores a very important function, store of value. The theory also ignores the influence of non-monetary factors. There is technical inconsistency in this equation. स्टॉक कॉन्सेप्ट को फ्लो कॉन्सेप्ट के साथ यूज किया गया. नेक्स्ट, द थियरी बेस्ड ऑन रॉन्ग assumption of full employment, and last, the theory has not considered the influence of rate of interest. Thank you very much.